Hey Scrappers, it's Vanessa here, and today I have a layout for Traci Reed Designs, and it is Sketchy Sunday. So you can find the sketch that was at the beginning of the video, and it will pop up in the corner of this video over on Traci Reed's blog. You can check out what all the other designers created using this particular sketch, and you can download it and use it for your next project. So hopefully you get some fun inspiration. I do apologize for my voice. I am getting over a cold and I lost my voice, so it is slowly coming back. So I will hopefully not cough during this voiceover. We're going to see how it goes. That's why I didn't do this real time. When I was creating this layout, I was still sick. So first thing I am doing here is I've showed you some of the items that I'm using. These are all from the Weekender collection, and I did show you the alpha that I used, which is from the alpha set for this particular collection. And I basically cut that out 4 times, I think, and then layered the letters up so that it made it nice and thick and chunky, like a thicker. So I've made my own title that you'll see that it will go on this page. And then what I'm doing is I'm starting with a white cardstock background. I don't add any splatters to this one, which is unusual. Usually I do, but I knew my pattern papers were going to actually be covering most of the page, so I didn't add any splatters to the background. And then I have a piece of just yellow cardstock that I'm using to back my whole layout. So that started my background, and then I am taking several pattern papers from the Weekender collection, and I'm cutting, I want to say, I think the strip of paper that's going to be in the back is 3 inches, and then I think the other pattern papers that are going to be on top are about 2.5, I believe, is about the sizes that I used. So what I'm going to do here is start to lay out my pattern papers. And basically this layout does not take very long to come together. I stayed very true to the sketch. I really didn't deviate a whole lot, apart from slightly, even the embellishment clusters. I think the only thing really different is the fact that my photos are not vertical, they're horizontal. So that obviously made the orientation slightly different with where I put my clusters. My title does go down toward the bottom instead of the top like it shows in the sketch, and so one of my embellishment clusters goes down there as well. So that's sort of where I deviated in maybe the placement of the embellishing, but overall I really kept pretty true to the sketch. I really loved all the different layers of pattern paper. It's a great way to use up scraps if you have them. So there you see, I did lay down all of my pattern papers, and really the ones in behind, you really only see them peeking out a little bit. So I did go ahead and lay those out, and I also put my title down because that did take a little bit of time to glue down the title and sort of space it, and I didn't really think anybody wanted to watch that part. And here I'm going to start building my clusters now that I've got everything down on the page. And I do apologize if you can hear my son. He is playing a game and he is quite loud. So as I'm building out the clusters, I kept thinking for my embellishment clusters I was going to use these little banner pieces, and I think I leave them on there for quite a while, but I do believe that when I come back, after I've glued everything down, you're going to see that I have taken them off, and I don't actually use those banners. But basically I am using bits and pieces from both the digital and the sticker sheets for this collection. It's a good assortment, good mix of all those. I actually even cut the cameras that you'll see in each embellishment cluster from one of the TN papers from the collection, as well as the frames that I'm using in each embellishment cluster came from that TN. So I did utilize those as well. I pulled in from my stash some wood veneer, some felt hearts, and then some butterfly stickers. They just sort of were sitting in my little bin, and they matched the colors that I was going for in this particular collection. And so I thought that I would grab those and pull them out and they worked perfectly to sort of add a bit of a different texture to all the paper elements that I have going on this page. So you'll see I do have a cluster up there at the top of the page, and then I have one that's going to come here underneath my title, and then I'm going to put a third cluster over to the left of the page underneath that second photo. So here you see I'm still trying to play with those banners. I'm still trying to figure out how can I put them in, and I probably could have added them. They don't look bad now that I'm watching it on the video, but ultimately in the end I don't end up leaving them there. I just felt like it was a bit too much at that point, so I did remove those, and I am just playing with all the little bits and pieces, kind of layering things up. All the clusters have sort of the same elements, not exactly the same amount or the same bits and pieces, but I tried to keep it pretty consistent. And I do apologize for my voice. I know it sounds pretty bad. Hopefully it doesn't bother anybody too badly, but I do have voiceovers to get done, so I apologize for the little while that my voice is going to be a bit raspy. And so here is the third cluster, and I'm just going to go ahead and add in these few pieces over here to the side, and I'm just balancing. I'm playing with the color in some of these as well. I'm just trying to balance that between each of the clusters and make sure I have a good representation of all the colors. There's quite a number of colors in this collection. It's such a fun one. I think it was on sale earlier this week. I don't know if when this video goes up, if Weekender will still be on sale, but if not, it's still a great deal. There's so much in this collection, and it's not just a like travel around the world kind of collection. It's a travel around your own town. So it's a great one. There's so many different things in this particular collection that it is a great one if you're looking for a nice, fun, super colorful collection to have for all your travels. It's a great one. I am actually documenting for a couple of years. My family and a couple other families would rent out a box at the baseball games, and so it came with a catered lunch, and then you had like this whole indoor area where you could sit if it was too hot, and then outside it was all enclosed, kind of seating separate from everyone else, and had like extra seating outside, and so it was really fun. We loved it. I'm not a huge baseball fan, but definitely doing it like this was a whole lot of fun. You could come inside when you got too warm. You could relax on the couches and the chairs. You could watch the game. We did this on the 4th of July as well, and there was fireworks, so this was definitely a fun sort of outing. This was probably about a trip about 45 minutes from the house. So like I said, this collection doesn't have to be around the world trips. It can be just practically in your own backyard. So I grabbed this collection because I thought it worked perfectly with the pictures, and so I decided to grab it and use it for this. I'm finishing up my page while I was talking with just adding some sequins. So I pulled 2 sets from Speak of Mom Scraps, and I believe one of them was called Dink. And then I apologize, I did not see the name of the other one, but if you want to know what it is, you can always leave me a note and I will let you know. That's going to do it for this page, so I will leave you with the still photos, and don't forget to check out the blog and grab this sketch and create your own layout. And with that, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.